Hello and welcome to the I Do Wedding Marketing Podcast. I'm your host, Nina Adio, a social media marketing expert specific to the wedding industry. On this show, I discuss tips to help you DIY your social media, as well as getting the confidence and income to outsource it. Thank you for allowing this episode to come through on your Bluetooth, your car radio, wherever it may be you're listening from today. Now, let's take your wedding business to the next level. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. And if you're listening to this when it comes out, happy Monday. I hope your day, even if you're listening to it later, is sunnier and brighter than well, mine is at outside, at least. I think internally I can be bright and sunny and happy, but outside it is a bit of a gloomy day. But that's okay. I've got a candle burning, I've got a bottle of water in front of me, and I'm just ready to get into a nice work day. Maybe I'll make a nice crock pot soup. Who knows? Who knows? The possibilities are endless. And maybe that's a bit of a segue. The possibilities are endless because I have throughout my career as a business owner invested in coaches to help me realize my possibilities are endless. And that's what I wanted to talk about today because I think we see coaching expected a lot with traditional entrepreneurs or people with, maybe in different types of businesses. But coaching for a wedding professional, for anybody really, whether you're owning the business, whether you're doing sales for a venue perhaps, or whatever your role is, coaching can transform not just your personal life, but your business life, your financial life, your mental well-being. It has done so much for me in my life and really coincided with the journey of my business. So I kind of wanted to take you through that process, some of the coaches I worked with, and kind of just tell you about it. I really just want to sell you on having a coach because it's like having someone in your corner, and not everybody has, especially when they start out, right? A community of people who know where you're at or can relate to where you're at. Because if you're lucky, like and fortunate, like myself, I have great friends and great family, but they can't always step in to give advice from the perspective of somebody in the business. And that's where coaching can really, really kind of skyrocket things. Before I tell you about my first coach and how I found and connected with one, I do want to remind you that this podcast is brought to you by the Engage to Engagement workshop hosted by myself and Carissa Cruzy with Carissa Cruzy Weddings. It's coming to you live Wednesday, September 14th at 1 p.m., $37 a ticket. And in this workshop, you're going to learn how to spend only 10 minutes a day on social media that will convert to followers and leads and engagement, how to create content that brings reach, best practices for graphics and captions, and how to create posts without having to create them from scratch. And the best part is that this is a strategy that only takes 10 minutes a day. So check that out in the show notes below, and let's get to my coaching journey. Some of you may have realized that I do believe in the power of your thoughts, the power of your belief, the law of attraction, if you will. So, when I first made my website live and made an Instagram for my business, I knew that I was going to need my confidence up, that I did not want to falter on this. And I had been following a podcast called Affirmation Addict. Her name is Payal, and she has a great profile. So check her out on Instagram. And I knew that I needed accountability and I needed to believe in myself. So I just said she did one off. She did, just single sessions. at the time. Now I believe she just does group coaching. I'm not certain, but I asked her, can we do monthly sessions from now until the end of the year? So once a month, we would go over where I was, and she would create tailor made affirmations for me and exercises for me to do to bring up my belief in myself and in my business. So that was the first form of coaching I ever invested in. And I know an affirmation coach is not something that is typical that you see, right? I mean, I don't even know of another person who refers to themselves as that other than Payout. But let me look up her profile to see what she's doing now. I'll do it live if you don't mind. Yeah, she has an app called Affirm It, and you can go to affirmation-addict.com/courses to see what she's currently offering. So it looks like it's a lot more self-paced and courses, but you'll learn more if you want to check that out or just follow her to get those positive flows going. And that was a great support system for while I was building a brand identity, but not building clients yet. I wasn't building clients at this time. This is when I was just really structuring what I was going to be doing, how I was going to be doing it, what was it going to look like, and balancing having a full-time job already and pursuing my own business. And so during this time, I also would take in tons of content on YouTube and podcasts, like Gary Vee and everybody. And one of the accounts I really turned to for a lot of great advice was called the Latasha James. So Latasha James teaches social media managers how to freelance or do their own business, everything. And I ended up getting access to a free mastermind with Latasha. I'd been following her for a while. She was launching a kind of a beta version of a mastermind. And so she was looking for volunteers who would be interested in doing this 6-week program at no cost in exchange for reviews of the experience. So I jumped on it, and it was life changing for me because in those beginning stages, this is when I was starting to book clients. I needed a hand holder who had been there to show me, help me, craft my contracts, my proposals, my pitches, all of that stuff that you may get doubt because you don't know I don't know how to invoice. I've never invoiced before in my life. So having somebody recommend this is what I did, and it was someone I trusted. I trusted what she did. So since it was a mastermind, there were other people in it, so it wasn't focused on me each call. But as soon as that was done, I hired Latasha to work with her directly. So it came to me really through that opportunity came, and I jumped at it by saying, yes, I'd be interested. So let me tell you, if you ever see that window of opportunity, be prepared and take it. Or just start looking online. See who you trust on YouTube, on podcasts, on Instagram, someone who's been there, and see if they have offers for coaching or courses. Because Latasha also had a course that I used. It was now I believe it's called the Social Media Manager Toolbox, where it has all those things you'll need to know within it, templates for proposals and for invoices and things like that. And having somebody who you trust telling you how they do it helps quell that imposter syndrome, right? I was going, well, trust what Latasha does. So that was able to really get me through that. And Latasha was a pivotal point in me getting over the hump and the fear of starting a business and booking clients. The next coach, and going on from one coach to another is never, at least for me, hasn't been a negative thing. It's just I like to have access to different teachers. So Latasha is someone I still turn to. I love Latasha, taking all her content and love working with her. But then after this was later in my business and I was getting really overwhelmed with the two jobs and the level of work and structuring pricing. And I won a coaching session with this awesome, feisty Australian girl named Taylor Victoria. And in this session, She really, because I was really getting late with getting content done, and she just became more of like the feisty go 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 coach that I needed at that time. And I was just so blown away by this one free session I got that I wanted to work with her some more. She doesn't do coaching one on one anymore, but she has this business called Outsource Monkey, where you can get virtual help and virtual assistance through their service. So if that's something you're looking for, you can go to outsource_monkey. But I wanted to share that story of how I found her because it was kind of like the universe again, just leading me to the next place I needed to go. Because you could see that happened two times in a row with Latasha and then with Taylor. So it is as if that baseline of the affirmations and thoughts become things and manifesting then played a part in the next two coaches I had that really helped me with getting confidence for my business. After Taylor, I didn't have a coach for a while. I was pretty smooth, not smooth sailing, because I always love to have a coach, but sometimes you just wait, you got to wait for the next one to find you. And I've been listening to a podcast called Manifest Mad Money by Yolanda Boyrin, and she launched a program where people looking to start to hit the 10K plus months in their business could sign up. And it really was about people who are looking to start really making money with their business. And this is when I was still working two jobs. I was doing my full-time job and I do wedding marketing. And so I joined Yolanda's group, and we did it. We got to our monthly financial goals, and then we were able to, or I was able to, leave my job, kind of retire from that job and do wedding marketing full time. And the reason why I say we so much is because I needed that support system. Also, this was all during the pandemic, and I'm working from home. And these Wednesday calls, this coaching was different than any other coaching I did because it was group coaching, which made it more affordable for me and gave me the support system I was looking for. I was looking for camaraderie. I really needed people. I'm home alone, working, isolated, stressed from doing two jobs, and I really, really needed to be lifted, and I needed not not hand holding, but just matter of factness. That's what Yolanda really offered me, just that matter of factness of what I'm capable of, and that I can do it, and that I can overcome my money blocks and my money story. So if you on one of my past episodes, I speak with Eileen Joy, who is a money coach, and she gets into the money stories a lot in that episode, and we met through Yolanda's program. So they were really entwined with just that purpose. So if you want to know a bit more about what that means, you can listen to that episode. But that coaching program, I was in it for a year, and it brought me where I needed to be. It brought me a support system through the other people in it because you're kind of all in it together. But then it got to the point where that was a program structured for people who are kind of really launching their business. And now I was beyond that point. And at the same time, Yolanda ended up restructuring her programs as well. So that was where that coaching program ended for me. But if you're not ready to invest in a full time coach, or if you are still looking for maybe some camaraderie, look into group coaching programs, and that could be a real nice fit and segue for you, similar to how I started with Latasha's mastermind. And you do it in a group setting, and it kind of eases you into the process. And now I am continuing, just as my business is up level, I'm up leveling with coaches as well. I have a brand new coach I'm working with that I met at one of the online wedding summits. And I'll probably share more about her and that experience while it's done. But since it's happening live, I kind of want to just keep it as a sacred experience for me. But I'm really excited. And coaching, what it will do for you in your business is it gives you somebody on the outside who can just look at the blueprints of your business and look at what you're doing and tell you with you as the best interest in mind. They're looking at your best interest and will tell you what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right. They'll boost you up when you need to be boosted up, but they're also will tell you when you're making mistakes. Maybe you're missing out on money. Maybe you're missing out on clients. Maybe you're missing out on leads. There are so many things that become unfolded through coaching, things you discover about yourself, things you discover about your business. So many times you'll see somebody go in to a coaching program saying, I want to work on my photography business. And then when they come out of it, they realize that what they really want to do is coach other photographers. Or, there's something else there. And by having a coach, you get that accountability and you get somebody who really wants to see you and your business thrive and succeed. So that is, of course, why I love coaching. And I can tell you it has worked. I love it. So I do offer, I will say, I do offer coaching myself. It's not, my primary service is the full service social media management, but they are people where they're like, look, that's not my problem. I just need someone to go into this with me, to hear what my days are like, to hear what's going on, and to help me work through it. And so that's why I started offering coaching for those who the social media services don't fit with. So if that's something you want to hear more about, you can send me a message. Or if you want to learn more about the social media, the Engage to Engagement workshop is a great, great place to get started with that. So that will be in the show notes below. And I hope you enjoyed hearing about this journey. It's been a lot of fun, and I just put me in, coach. I hope you'll consider a coach in your life. And look, if you're looking for someone, just start, and I'm not the fit for you. Look up wedding business coaches. Just look it up. You're going to find tons of them. They're really niche down, and you give yourself time to see if you vibe with them. As you can see, some of these started with, I had the free opportunities with Latasha and Taylor. With Yolanda, I had been listening to her podcast a long time, so I developed that trust through that. So these aren't overnight decisions. These are large investments that you have to think about. But if you start considering it, you're going to know when the right person comes, and I can't wait to see how you transform from there. All right, everybody, I'll see you tomorrow.